there, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a day in the booth. I'm going to take you through some clear coat. I've got the A&I F16. I'm going to show you the settings that I use. I've just done a run in the other booth and this thing is an absolute beast. It really is for dropping some clear coat down, and you'll get to see a budget gun on what it can do. And you have to move pretty quick with this because the settings that I use, when you get this dialed in correctly, I'll show you how you dial this fan in on this thing. It moves. So I'll stick it on the cam, we'll get this gun dialed in and we'll drop some coats and clear down on these fenders. So I'll see you in a minute. You're picking it up because you're on the cam. Now with this gun we're going full fluid, so let me just undo this. You'll put your trigger full in like that and then dial this in until you feel the trigger wanting to push back. So we're there on the full. Now on the air pressure, I find this gun runs best at 2.5 bar. So set that 2.5. Now to dial your fan in, what you'll do is open your fan fully open, and then when you bring the fan in, you'll see the gauge do this. The minute you see the gauge go like this, you've got it set absolutely bang on for this gun. There. Just see that little movement? If you hit it so it just bounces on that little movement with your fan, that's your gun set at its maximum efficiency for that pressure. So we're good to go. So we'll drop some clear on these. I'll see you in a bit. Talk you through that again because I'm blasting air out and you probably can't hear it. So what you do is you open your fan fully open, press your trigger in, don't have any paint in it, but press your trigger in, and then look at your air gauge and then start to dial your fan and start to close your fan in. The minute you see your gauge flick like that, leave your fan at that setting. So you'll start dialing it in. Your pressure will be at 2.5 bar. The minute you see the gauge go like that and flick, you'll hit your optimized fan setting for that pressure with that gun. So we're set up, drop some clear in, and we'll get this done, guys. I'll see you in a bit. First coat down. That gun is an absolute beast. It really does pack a punch. That's the first coat with the A&I F16. Now that will be good as a finished coat, right there. There's nothing wrong with that as a finished coat. If you could just drop one coat down, but we've got to drop two, which would be nice because we just build up a little bit more. But an outstanding gun for the price. If you do them settings that I showed you, 2.5 bar, and then do your fan adjust where you press the trigger in, get on 2.5 bar start to bring your fan in, and then the minute you see your gauge flick, that's your optimised setting for your fan and pressure, and this thing just hammers the clear out. The only downside to this gun that I don't like is the fan adjust is on the side, so when you're left-handed, you're sort of leaning across yourself, you're putting your right hand over the gun to do it. It's alright if you're a righty, because you can put your left hand up, you instantly got it in your hand to change the fan. So it's not good for left-handed people. The other thing is the trigger's quite clunky. You get it and it's not smooth. That was the only thing that lets that gun down, is the fan dial on the side and the trigger is clunky. Other than that, if that trigger was softer, when you've got full fluid and you're going round on a panel, you can feather it and you can maximise your clear where you need it. So you can go full back on your flats, and then when it comes to the sides, you can half trigger and just get it to how you want it. But the trigger's a little bit clunky. It's like all or nothing with the air. It's sort of like on and it's sort of a bit clunky, but once you get past that first bit where you've got your air and then you're ready to get your paint, it's quite smooth on that bit. That's the only thing that lets it down. Other than that, for a gun that's 113 quid, outstanding, guys. It absolutely hammers clear coat down. Really quick gun, a really quick gun. Because you're running 2.5 bar, you've got to move. You've really got to move with that gun. So second coat, we will just, all I'm going to do is slightly back off slightly and just slow the speed down, build the clear up, and it will lay down nice, it will flow out nice. So I'll see you in the next coat. Absolutely hammers clear coat down, guys. I mean, that finish is, yes, a little bit peely, like a factory peel, but not over the top. It's like, it's lovely and flat. You get a nice reflection in it. It's dropped it down really nice. I mean, these are flowing out now, so they will. This is the first one I did, so as you can see, it's a really nice flat finish out. You wouldn't get that sort of very clear reflection of yourself. So I've gone down really nice, really, really nice. As I say, set the gun settings up. I find it runs best at 2.5 bar. It just atomises and cannons it out. If you want to paint quick on a budget, that's the gun to go for. I would probably put a bit of lube or something, like a bit like you get for the airbrushes, I want a super lube on that trigger pin there, on the bit for your air, and that will just make that a little bit more smoother. That was originally smoother, but it's been in and out of the gun wash. Just needs a bit of the lubrication on the actual trigger bit, but brilliant gun for the price. If you want to get some clear coat down and your compressor can handle 2.5 bar running, you cannot go wrong, guys. You really can't. It's about 113 quid. They're probably cheaper. They just put a brilliant finish down. They really do. It's got a huge fan on it. As I say, dial it in on them settings and you're good to go. So that's it on this video, what I'm doing is I'm booth jumping today, so if you want to stick around, I'm going into this booth and we're going to be using the Segola 4600 Extreme on a 1.3 XL. We're going to give that a blast on clear coat. We'll do the same sort of settings, we'll dial the fan in on the air pressure trigger and see what the Segola's like. So I'll see you in a bit.